If I took away your product today, every carrier, every policy, every quote, could you still solve someone's problem? Most agents couldn't. And that's exactly why they struggle. Now look, I want you to think about it. If your insurance products vanished, would clients still turn to you for guidance? If that question makes you uneasy, keep listening. Because this might be the key reason so many agents struggle to close sales and build trust. And we're going to fix that right now. I'm Tony the Tycoon, president of Insure Legacy, where we teach women in insurance how to build businesses that serve with wisdom, lead with clarity, and scale with consistency. And here's what I've learned after coaching agents across the country. The ones who grow fast are not the ones who sell the hardest. They're the ones who think the deepest. In a traditionally male-dominated industry, I've seen that the women I coach have a unique advantage here because you bring empathy and insight to the table. The top performers aren't making cold calls or begging for business. They're zooming in on understanding their clients at a deeper level. See, I remember early in my career, I thought success was about having the slickest pitch and rattling off every policy feature. But I noticed something. The agents skyrocketing to the top were the quiet listeners, the problem detectives. They zoomed in on what really kept their clients up at night. That's when I shifted my approach, and it changed the game. I mean, everything. So today, I'm sharing that approach with you because if you're a woman in insurance, maybe 0 to 5 years in the game, looking to launch your own agency, you deserve to know how to attract businesses by being the go-to problem solver. Let's be honest, the insurance industry often trains you to speak like a brochure, rates, riders, renewals. They drill product knowledge into you. Sure, it's important to know your policies, but too many agents know the policy better than they know the person in front of them. And here's the truth nobody tells you. People do not make decisions based on information alone. They make decisions based on interpretation, the meaning that they attach to their fears, their responsibilities, and their dreams. In fact, research from Harvard shows that 95% of our purchase decision making happens in the subconscious mind. So the translation, emotion, intuition, and that gut feeling drive your clients more than any brochure ever will. Your client might hear the facts and figures, but what moves them is something deeper. A story that they tell themselves about what could happen if they make the wrong choice, or if they make the right one. So the question then becomes, do you know the meaning behind why your client is even talking to you? Let's paint a picture here. Imagine a client, let's call her Sarah. She's 35. She's a single mom of 2 and runs a small event planning business. Sarah comes to you and says, I think I need some life insurance. Now, a typical agent might jump straight into quoting coverage amounts and explaining, term versus whole life, cash value, all of those things. They'd be talking at a level of policy. But what's really happening here, Sarah isn't truly asking for a 20-year term policy with riders. She's asking, if I'm not here, will my kids be okay? Can I secure their future? You see, a lot of clients will never say that out loud. It's your job to hear the question behind the question. Sarah doesn't care about the jargon. She cares about bedtime stories and college graduations, moments in her kids' futures she might not be here for. But she wants to safeguard that anyway. Let's do another scenario. Say David, he's a 30-year-old professional about to start a family. He asks you, should I get term or whole life? It sounds like a product question, right? But what David is really asking is, if life goes sideways, will someone be there to provide for my family when I can't? It's a plea for security, not a lesson in policy types. You can't solve problems you don't understand, so you have to uncover them. The industry trains you to think in terms of products, but legacy builders think in terms of people. Why is Sarah really here? What keeps David up at night? Until you get into that space, you're just selling insurance. You're not providing solutions. Like legendary agent Ben Fieldman famously said, don't sell life insurance, sell what life insurance can do. Look, that single sentence captures it all. We're not in the business of paper policies. We're in the business of promises. Promises that families will be protected, that dreams will be secured, and that legacies will be upheld. When you grasp this, you stop talking about insurance in terms of dollars and deductibles. Instead, you start talking about outcomes. A policy is just paper, but what it represents is a peace of mind. And that is what people are really buying from you. Let me give you a different way to think about insurance, the way legacy builders think. You see, at Insure Legacy, we follow a 4-step framework called the Legacy Solution Method. This is your blueprint to go from product peddler to problem solver. And so what I want to do is I want to break it down. Step 1 You got to identify the hidden problem. There's always what the client says they need, and then there's what's really happening underneath. Your job is to gently uncover what they've never had the chance or courage to express. Often clients have concerns so deep, they haven't even put them into words yet. So using an example, Sarah might say, I need coverage of $500,000. That's what she says. But what's the hidden problem? Maybe she's haunted by the thought of her kids having to move out of their home if she's gone, or maybe if she's worried about them struggling with debt or not affording college. See, hidden problems live in the heart, not in the spreadsheet. You uncover them by asking warm, open-ended questions and truly listening. You could try something like, hey, what worries you most when you think about the future for your kids? Then be quiet. Let her open up. She might reveal, I just can't let them end up with nothing if I'm not here. Now you got the real issue, fear of leaving her children unprotected and uprooted. If you're talking to a client without kids, say a young entrepreneur, the hidden problem could be different. For a client building a business, the hidden fear might be losing everything they've worked for, or leaving their spouse with a mountain of business debt. Whatever it is, you gotta dig until you strike that emotional chord. As an agent, and especially a woman who excels at empathy, you need to become part detective, part counselor. Make your client feel safe to share. Remember, you can't solve a problem that your client doesn't even know they have. So you gotta help them see it. Step 2, you gotta pinpoint the consequence. Once you've identified the real underlying issue, paint the picture of what happens if that problem goes unaddressed. Not in a manipulative, fear-mongering way, but in an honest, clarity-driven way. You see, people often need help connecting the dots between today's inaction and tomorrow's fallout. So for Sarah, the consequence of not solving the problem is stark. You could say something like, Sarah, look, let's consider this. If no plan is in place and something happens to you, how will the kids maintain the life you've built for them? Who will pay for the house, their schooling, the little things like soccer or dance classes? You're not scaring her with the horror story. You're guiding her to confront reality for a moment. See, with you by her side to support her through it, that's the beautiful thing. For another client, say a young business owner, the consequence might be, hey, if we don't secure protection, your dream business could collapse and leave your family with liabilities. All those late nights you've invested could end up benefiting creditors instead of your loved ones. Now, that might hurt, but that's a dose of truth. And guess what? Clarity becomes your competitive advantage here. When you articulate the stakes clearly and compassionately, you separate yourself from 99% of agents who just mumble, yeah, maybe you should get some insurance just in case. You're doing something powerful. You're helping the client see the gap, right, in their life that they might have been avoiding. You're answering the unasked question, what happens if I ignore this? When clients see the real life consequences of inaction, that creates urgency. Not because you pushed a product, but because you revealed a risk that they genuinely want to avoid. Now that is serving them. It's not pressure, it's empowerment through truth. Step 3, you have to reveal the possibility. Look, now that the client is clear on the problem and the risk, it's time to shine a light on the solution. Show them not what they're buying, but what they're building. This is where you pivot from pain to possibility. People don't get excited about a policy. They get excited about what the policy makes possible. Here's how that would sound. Hey, Sarah, I want you to imagine this. With the right plan in place, if life ever throws the worst at you, your kids will never have to worry about a roof over their heads. There will be funds set aside for college, for their weddings, and for all those milestones you dream about. You're not just purchasing insurance, you're building a safety net so strong that even if you're not here in person, your love and care can carry on. Now Sarah's not picturing a policy, she's picturing her little girl walking across a graduation stage, diploma in hand, because of the decision she made today. Guys, that is so powerful. For a business-minded client, revealing possibility might sound like this. Hey, with this solution, if something happens to you, your business can continue running smoothly, or your family can sell it without stress. You're ensuring that the business you built with love doesn't become a burden, but rather a blessing that supports your family. You have to use vivid, positive language, security, stability, dignity, peace. These are the real products we offer. A policy is not paperwork. Solution is peace. Give them a vision of peace. You've shown them the dark, now show them the dawn. This is where clients start to feel relief even before they sign. They see a path forward, a way to carry their responsibilities without fear. Suddenly, insurance isn't about a monthly premium, it's about buying back their peace of mind. Step 4, you got to position yourself as the guide, not the hero. This is the final step. It's all about your role in their story. Remember, you're not the savior, you're the strategist. The spotlight belongs on the client and their family. They are the heroes of this story. The parents protecting the kids, the entrepreneur safeguarding her legacy. You're just the guide who helps them get there. What does this look like in practice? It means you never want the client feeling like you swooped in and fixed everything. Instead, empower them to see that they're making a great decision for their own life. So an example here, when we're talking about Sarah, we might say something like, look, you're doing something truly admirable for your children, and I'm here to line up the best options and guide you, but you are the one taking the action to secure their future. Do you see that? You're giving her the ownership. She's not buying because you convinced her, she's buying because it's part of her being a great mom. That sense of ownership creates commitment. She's not doing it for you or even for the policy. She's doing it for her why. And people are loyal to their own causes. Positioning yourself as the guide also means being consultative, right? You're not pushy. You provide recommendations and expertise. Something like, look, based on everything we've shared, here's the plan I suggest to give you that will help you with that peace of mind. So let's tailor that together. You invite them to the process. And when clients feel heard and in control, they don't get cold feet. They become partners in the solution. And guess what? That's how you get lifelong clients. When a client sees you not as a salesperson, but as a trusted guide, they come back again and again and again. They're going to refer friends. They're going to refer family. They're going to say, hey, here's an advisor who truly cares. You're not just an agent anymore. You're their ally in building a secure life. And when you take this 4-step approach, insurance stops being about, so what do you want to buy today? And it becomes, here's the solution to what you're really worrying about. Product pushers ask, what do you want? Problem solvers say, here's what you need. You've moved from transactional to transformational. You're no longer selling insurance. You're selling peace of mind and delivering real solutions. When you shift from selling to solving, your entire business unlocks. And I've seen it time and time again. Agents who embrace this mindset become absolutely unstoppable. Suddenly people stop price shopping you. They stop ghosting you. They stop rushing your conversations or treating you like a walking quote machine. Instead, they start valuing you. Why? Because problem solvers are valuable. You're not just another insurance agent anymore. You're the one who gets them. And when a customer perceives true value and quality in what you provide, they're willing even to pay more for it. They'll gladly stick with you, even if your quote isn't the cheapest. Because they know this, no one else offers understanding and guidance the way that you do. So I need you to remember, anyone can fling cheap quotes around, but very few can truly solve a client's problem at the core. Those few that are able to do that, they're the ones that rise to the top. So I want to share a quick story. One woman I coach, we're going to call her Nina. She was struggling early on, and she told me, Tony, it feels like all I am is a price. If someone else is like $5 cheaper, I lose the client. Nina was working so hard and getting nowhere, and it was crushing her confidence. So what we did is we refocused her approach. We went from selling policies to solving problems. She started implementing the steps that I just shared with you guys, asking deeper questions, listening for unspoken fears, framing her solutions around the client's life instead of the policy's features. We could fast forward a few months and Nina's business was transformed. And she calls me from time to time. She said this, she said, Tony, you're not gonna believe this. A prospect told me, I don't care if another company gives me a lower price. I wanna work with you because you actually understand what I need. Man, look, how powerful is that? She went from being treated like a vending machine to being treated like a trusted advisor. Clients stopped disappearing on her after presentations. In fact, they started reaching out to her with follow-up questions and updates about their lives. Many even began conversations with, Nina, I feel so much better knowing you've got this handled for me. And look, that's the difference, y'all. Valuable people don't chase, they attract. As you make this shift, your confidence rises. You're no longer second guessing yourself, wondering if you sound too salesy or worrying about undercutting competitors. You know you're bringing something special to the table that most agents aren't. Your conversations deepen. They become genuine relationships. not surface level transactions. And here's the kicker. Your conversion rates, they multiply. When a client truly believes you understand them and have their best interest at heart, the usual obstacles just seem to melt away. Objections turn into opportunities because you can handle them with insight and empathy. Your business starts to feel different. It's no longer a grind of pressure and quotas. It becomes something you're proud to wake up to. You'll have days when you think, I can't believe I get to do this for a living. I know I have. Because you're not just selling something, people. You're delivering something. And that delivery has genuine value. That's not sales. That's stewardship. That's service. That's legacy. Think about the ripple effect. Every family you help protect, every dream you help keep alive, every client who sleeps better at night because of you, that's the legacy you're building. And it comes back to you in loyalty, referrals, and a sense of purpose that no commission check alone could ever give. So ask yourself one more time, are you selling insurance or are you solving real problems? The moment you choose solving, you elevate yourself from a salesperson to a legacy maker. And trust me, that's a game-changing level to be on. I know this message spoke to you. And if you're ready to build your business on solutions and not just sales, here's how to take the next step in building your legacy. The first thing I need you to do is get my book, Master the Market. It's your blueprint for becoming the most trusted agent in your space. I dive deep into strategies for understanding your market and positioning yourself as the expert problem solver, not just another agent. Your future self is going to thank you for this one. Here's something that we're also so excited about, guys. You have to join the Legacy Circle Facebook community. This is a circle of powerhouse agents in insurance, all learning and growing together. In this group, we share tips, scripts, successes, and yes, even the struggles in a safe, supportive space. So you want to surround yourself with others who are also committed to serving with wisdom and scaling with consistency. So just search Legacy Circle or Insure Legacy on Facebook and we'll get a request sent out to you. You're gonna love what you hear in those conversations. And then, of course, you gotta hit the bell, not Taco Bell, the subscribe bell, the YouTube channel for weekly episodes just like this. Every week we're gonna drop fresh insights to help you build purpose, profit, and long-term peace in your business. So I know you got value today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you never miss an episode, and also share the channel. Let's grow this thing. And I want you to remember this. At Insure Legacy, you're always one lead away from your next level. So don't just sell insurance. Go out there and solve real problems. Your legacy and your clients deserve nothing less. Run well, young lions and lionesses. Tony the Tycoon. I'm out.